Welcome once again, my friends, and thank you for stopping by to listen to an old storyteller. Today we have a Japanese tale. The title of this story is The Fox's Wedding. Once upon a time there was a young white fox whose name was Fukuoman. When he had reached the fitting age, he shaved off his forelock and began to think of taking to himself a beautiful bride. The old fox, his father, resolved to give up his inheritance to his son, and retired into private life. So the young fox, in gratitude for this, labored hard and earnestly to increase his patrimony. Now, it happened that in a famous old family of foxes there was a beautiful young lady fox, with such lovely fur that the fame of her jewel-like charms was spread far and wide. The young white fox, who had heard of this, was bent on making her his wife, and a meeting was arranged between them. There was not a fault to be found on either side. So the preliminaries were settled, and the wedding presents sent from the bridegroom to the bride's house, with congratulatory speeches from the messenger, which were duly acknowledged by the person deputed to receive the gifts. The bearers, of course, received the customary fee in copper cash. When the ceremonies had been concluded, an auspicious day was chosen for the bride to go to her husband's house, and she was carried off in solemn procession during a shower of rain, the sun shining all the while. After the ceremonies of drinking wine had been gone through, the bride changed her dress, and the wedding was concluded, without let or hindrance, amidst singing and dancing and merrymaking. The bride and bridegroom lived lovingly together, and a litter of little foxes were born to them, to the great joy of the old grandsire, who treated the little cubs as tenderly as if they had been butterflies or flowers. "They're the very image of their old grandfather," said he, as proud as possible, "and for medicine, bless them, they're so healthy that they'll never need a copper coin's worth." As soon as they were old enough, they were carried off to the temple of O-Inari-sama, the patron saint of foxes, and the old grandparents prayed that they might be delivered from dogs and all the other ills of which fox flesh is heir. In this way the white fox by degrees waxed old and prosperous, and his children, year by year, became more and more numerous around him, so that, happy in his family and his business, every recurring spring brought him fresh cause for joy.
Thank you once again for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, please press that like button. Also, please help an old storyteller out by subscribing to my channel. The next story will be posted in a few days, so until then, may your story continue to be a good one.